Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear student. Today our lecture is the continuity of previous two lectures and speaking skills continue. Today we will learn about the syllable division and the word stress. So first of all, before going to start our today's lecture, we will revise the previous lecture. In previous two lectures, when we start the speaking skills, in our first lecture, we generally discussed about the importance of speaking skills, and in our previous lecture, we specially learned about the sounds of the English. So when we deal with any language, we have to master all four major communicative aspects like the listening, speaking, reading, and writing. LSRW. Especially we had focused on this, that there is nothing called correct pronunciation, because pronunciation differs from region to region. By being careful in speech habits, we can avoid simple mistakes. We know that English is a universal language used and spoken in different parts of the world like USA, UK, India, Canada, Australia, and all over the world. It is normally used as the means of the communication and means of the understanding to convey your message to the non native speakers of the world. So pronunciation is the manner of uttering or speaking words or sound. A good pronunciation is the way of speaking that ordinary people find easy to understand. And I have quoted Daniel Jones, and he defined bad pronunciation as a way of talking which difficult for most people to understand. So pronunciation or uttering or pronunciation of word means that you are conveying your message to other person in a way that somebody can easily understand what are you communicating to the other persons. So if you want to improve your communication or pronunciation, so you should consult the good dictionary like the Oxford Dictionary and Advanced Learner Dictionary and the Cambridge Dictionary. So, a basic understanding of the sound system of the English language is very important in effective oral communication. The ability to produce individual sounds both in isolation and in combination with other sounds also plays a significant role in effective oral communication. And it is important to understand the sound system of English, including various aspects such as individual sounds and consonants and vowels, production of speech, word stress, sentence stress, annotation, or the variation of the speech are highly essential for proper pronunciation. Then we have discussed the diphthongs, consonants, clusters, uh, and then we discussed the varied pronunciation. The pronunciation of English varies from one country to another, and there are marked pronunciation features associated with the English spoken in important English speaking countries like the United Kingdom, United States of America, Canada, and Australia. And I have given you the example of my native language, that I am my native language is Hindko, and it varies from uh, every from very little distance, like every 10 to 5 kilometer, there is a variety in accent, and there are variety of spokens in even the basic language. So it varies from part to part, from region to region, and from and one particular accent called received pronunciation (RPS) come to be accepted as the standard in United Kingdom. So acceptable pronunciation is clearly intelligible to all ordinary people, whereas unacceptable pronunciation refers to a way of talking that is difficult for most people to understand. In order to learn correct English pronunciation, we have to understand sounds and basic phonetics. And the Indian and Pakistani speakers of English suffer from a typical problem that is called the mother tongue influence, because um, we are uh, uh, we we are speaking English or pronouncing the word in the influence of our mother tongue language, because our accent is like this, that we are the native of Pakistan, we are the native of that the English is not our native language. So that's why we face the problem to pronounce the sound. So when letters are presented by sounds in a logical sequence, it is known as the phonetics. There is no one-to-one relationship between letters and sounds in English language, as there are only 26 alphabets or letters, but there are 44 sounds. Sorry, 44 sounds. So, however, certain sounds I have tell you different sounds and their pronunciation we have discussed in previous lecture. We have learned what is phonetics. Phonetics refers to the study of English speech sound. It is the study of articulation, how sound is produced and pronounced in a sound system. So then I have told you what is the articulators. Our articulators are the tongue, lips, teeth, and hard and soft palate from right to left side of our mouth. We have learned the phonetics are three main branches. Articulatory phonetics concerned with the position and movement of the lips, tongue, vocal tract, and folds, and other speech organs producing speech. And the second one is the acoustic phonetics, dealing with the properties of sound waves and how they are received by the inner ear. And the auditory phonetics concerned with the speech perception, primarily how the brain forms. Then we have learned the phonetic transcription. In order to understand the sounds and symbols, one must know how to transcribe the letters, words into sound. Then we discussed the classification of speech sound. There are total speech sound 44 speech sound in English language as per pronunciation, received pronunciation. They are classified as follows: 20 vowel sound and 24 consonant sound. The vowel sounds are further classified as 12 monophthongs and pure vowels, and 8 diphthongs. Then we have learned about the vowel sound. These type of sounds are produced without stoppage of air, and the exact definition of vowel sound are the articulators touch or almost touch and release suddenly, slowly, or hold their position. So and by the tongue, teeth, or lips. In the process of articulation of a vowel sound, the active articulator is raised toward the passive articulator in such a way that they easily release the sound. Like ba or b sound, I have given you the example. I had given you the example like b or ba sound, by, bike, bus. And the consonants are the and I have told you that there are five vowel, actually the five vowel sound words: a, e, I, o, u, but actually there are 25 in the pronunciation. And sorry, the first definition I have told you, that was the consonant sound. The articulated touch are almost touch and release suddenly, slowly, or hold their position. This is a consonant uh, sound. And the sound like ba, bike, like bus. And the vowels, are the exact definition of the vowels is the articulator holds a shape but do not touch. So AR vowel sound, bath, surgeon, alarm, and E vowel sound are police, me, and meeting. And I have told you that there are five vowel words A, E, I, O, U, but actually there are 25 in pronunciation. And at the end of the lecture, we had discussed about the problem sound, and I have given you the example, and I would like to quote here again. Speaker one, did you like the test of our copy? Speaker two, what do you mean? Which test and copy are you talking about? Speaker one, the copy you have just now finished. Speaker two, oh, your coffee, I taste so well, thank you. So the confusion can arise when Indian and Pakistani speaker English with the various accent used in there. So in this example, he his pronunciation, uh, for taste he used the pronunciation test, and for the coffee he used the pronunciation copy. So this is the problem sound, and the other can, it is very difficulty for other person to understand this sound. So today our lecture is the continuity of the previous lecture. We will discuss about the syllable division and the word stress. So syllables, what are the syllables? We can divide words into parts, one or more than one separately pronounced parts. So syllables mean the parts of a sentence of a specific word. Each part has a distinct pronunciation with the word. These distinctly pronounced parts in a word is known as syllable. Like if we are using the word, like I am saying the word ago, it has two parts, a go. So these are the syllable. A syllable is an any of the units into which a word is divided, containing a vowel sound and usually one or more consonant sound preceding or following it. So in a given word, generally the structure of the syllable is like this formula: C plus V plus C, where C is a consonant and V is the vowel sound. The brackets say that the consonants are not obligatory. So the consonants are not obligatory, but there can be one or more syllable in a given word depending upon the number of vowel sound it has. So thus a word like street having six letters in monosyllabic, it is monosyllabic street, whereas a word like ago having three letters has two syllables. So again, you try to understand the word street. Their structure is as follows: street, C, 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 va, V, C. So consonant, 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 vowel, consonant, and ago vowel, consonant, vowel. So street, simple, mono syllabic word has one part. Street, street having six letters but one part. So every word or sentence, oh sorry, the word, not sentence, word like I am said the beer, the umbrella, the light. So this is the specific word, the button. So telephone, mobile. So this is the word. So this is street. So the city, city, street. So street is a word, a specific word, and if we again we analyze the word street, it has a monosyllable. The only one part, street, directly we pronounce, and the word ago has two parts. A go, two parts. So this is simply the syllable. I think so you understand. Hence it is understood that the number of syllables in any word is not decided by the numbers of consonants it has, rather than the number of vowels sound it produces. In order to do syllable division of words, one must keep in mind the presence of vowel sound. So the importance of every word is that you should be keep it in your mind that the vowel sound must be present in a syllable. So while dealing with these syllables, diphthongs, which consist of two vowels elements, should be treated as one vowel sound. Depending on the number of the vowel sounds and words has the word can be termed as monosyllabic, bisyllabic, trisyllabic or multisyllabic. So it depends upon the word that sometimes some word had monosyllabic that it has only one part. Sometimes some words had bisyllabic that it has two part. We have discussed, we have given the example. Ago, street has monosyllabic one part, bisyllabic, trisyllabic there are three parts, and uh, and the multisyllabic which have many parts. So while dealing with the syllables, one must remember that the first syllable in a word is known as prefix. So first syllable will be called prefix. So don't forget is what is prefix and what is suffix, and the last syllable is known as suffix. We will discuss later on. So when you will keep it in your mind what is prefix and what is suffix when the word contain the parts. The first syllable or first part is called prefix and the second part is called the suffix. So there are some exceptional syllables which occurs at the end of the word which doesn't have a vowel sound, like for example bottle, bottle, button, 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 bottom, bottom, etc. One should not confuse between vowel sound and vowels and vowel sound, vowels and vowel sound, vowels and vowel sound, vowels, multiple vowels, and vowel, only one vowel. These type of words are known as syllabic ending. Word stress. So when we are dealing with the Indian languages or the Pakistani or the other country languages, we give stress on all parts, particularly in a Odia language. So we try to speak, pronounce each and every letter syllable prominently, bringing out distinction between each other. So because it is so happened because we are not the native language of English speakers, so it is difficult for us to pronounce the exactly word. So we pronounce in a way that we pronounce each and every part prominently that other can easily understand. This is because the mother tongue influence in other pronunciation, as we have discussed in our previous lectures. But in English language, we don't do like that. We are not compelled to pronounce each and every letter separately. We just need to pronounce that syllable. In words of two or more syllables, one of the syllables stands out from the rest. Stress or accent is an important feature of the English language, so developing effective word stress and sentence stress is very important to speak intelligible English. The following discussion would enable one to understand the concepts pertaining to syllables, word stress, and sentence stress, which are necessary to speak English effectively with the right accent. So, this is very important that we discussed here to develop the effective English with the right accent. When we speak, the air from our lungs does not come out in a continuous stream but in small puffs, each puff of air producing a syllable. Stress is generally defined as the degree of prominence a syllable has. It has the degree of force with which we pronounce a word syllable. Like if I am giving you the example of stress in Arabic or in Urdu, you can say the word shad. We are using the word shad like I am saying the word in Arabic. Auzu billahi minash shaitan. Here you understand the word minash shaitan. The word minash the word sheen first pronounce and the again pronunciation is the stress pronunciation. So here it is likewise in English. So sometimes we are using the word with stress. So that's why it is called the stress word. Thus an accent is the degree of prominence that we are pronounced in prominent way. The relatively greater emphasis given to a particular syllable in the word in a multisyllabic word. So here the stress word will be used in the multisyllabic word. There are the multiple parts of the word in a specific word. One particular syllable stands out from the rest. It has greater stress than the others. The stressed syllable is pronounced relatively louder, held for a longer duration, clearly and distinctly, and made noticeable by the pitch of the voice. Thus, the stressed syllable has three main features. It is said more loudly than the other syllable or syllable. Loudness, first thing. Number two, it is said on a different pitch, tone. Of course, your tone should be harder. It is stressed on your tone. And number three, it is held for a longer time than the other syllable or syllables, the duration. So, the word stress syllable has three main features. Number one, loudness. Number two, tone, pitch of your voice, and number three, the duration. So then you will pronounce the stress word. Primary stress and secondary stress. So in longer English words, there may be a more than one prominent syllable. In such words, one syllable may have the main strong stress called primary stress, whereas the other syllable may have a weak stress called the secondary stress. So simply the primary mean the simple stress and the secondary mean the more stress. So syllable may have a weak stress called so no no. In such a word, one syllable may have the main strong stress called primary. Primary stress mean strong stress and the weak stress mean the secondary stress. For example, in the word introduction, introduction, the third syllable duc is said with force and is held for a long time. Introduction, introduction. The third syllable Well, DUC is said with force and is held for a longer time, whereas the first syllable in is held for lesser time and is called with a little force. So the first word is a secondary stress, and the syllable, the third duc, is the primary stress. So find out the some words and write down, and this is your home task for you students, and I will ask you when we will have the interactive session. So find out the stress word, the primary stress word and the secondary stress word. So every one of you must write down in your notebook what I have given you the task, that you must have the separate notebook, the 10 uh, stress word, in which the primary stress and secondary stress. So when we will have the interactive section, I will ask every one of you one by one. So tell me the 10 words which include the primary stress and the secondary stress. Otherwise, it would be difficult for you to understand, and the speaking skill too, you will not be overcome, or you will not be perfect in the speaking skill. So this is, everything is related to the practice. So when you will not be do or practice in your home, and you will not be rules to speak in english, and when you will not be improve your vocabulary, when you will not be improve your pronunciation, when you will not be improve your grammar, so it will be difficult for you to communicate in a good manner, and to understand the english language, and to communicate in english language. So please, 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 I am asking you, I am telling you, I am advising you again and again. So make it a habit, make a rule that you should uh, uh, be perfect in english, be so. This is the task for you, so I will ask you. So please do it at home. This is the homework for you. Thus, the first syllable has the secondary stress, while the third syllable has the primary stress. The primary stress is shown by a vertical bar above and in front of the accented syllable. For example, abroad, abroad, abroad. And the secondary stress is shown as by vertical bar below and in front of the accented syllable. For example, calculate, 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 examination, 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 etc. So these are the simplest examples. So you can take the examples from different words. So write down at least 10 examples of the stress words which have primary stress and the secondary stress. So I will ask you. Rules for using correct stress patterns. English language has developed to such an extent that there are presently millions of words in its dictionary. Dealing with such a huge number of words in terms of stress is very difficult. So there are number of words, there are million of words, thousand of words. So it is very difficult to find out, as most words are derived from the different world languages, but still an attempt can be made to do so. So it is difficult to give a comprehensive list, but there are, I am giving you, try my best. So uh, of rules of uh, uh, accenting words syllables, accenting syllable words. However, the following rules can help one get the proper accent. So these are the number of rules. So now we will go through. So be attentive, be careful. When you will adopt these rules, you will be able to in good pronunciation, and you will be perfect in the language, in your communication and your accent. So the first one, the words with weak prefix and accented on the root. Uh, for example, abroad, abroad, prefix and suffix. So don't forget prefix the first and the suffix the last. So abroad. The for example, the word abroad, account, account, above, above, affect, affect, disarm, 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 disable, disable, disown, disown, predate, 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 recall, recall, unset, unset, unseat, recite, recite, precast, precast, prelude, prelude, etc. So these are the prefix, weak prefix words. There are number of words, but some words we have taken here. So these are the examples. So take the examples of some other prefix, weak prefix word and write down in your notebook. Number two, in most two-syllabic words containing a long vowel, the stress is generally on the syllable with the long vowel sound. For example, artist, 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 father, father, farmer, farmer, machine, starter, starter, carbon, carbon, market, 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 import, import, harvest, harvest, margin, margin, teacher, argue, argue, leader, impart, impart, insert, insert, season, etc., etc. So these are the most two-syllabic words containing a long vowel. Long vowel. The stress is generally on the syllable with the long vowel sound. So these are the some example. So take some other example with the long vowel stress sound and write it down in your notebook. The word ending in double E are generally accented on the last syllable. For example, agree, agree, degree, decree, referee, trustee. So these are and the words ending with double E. Number four, words ending in TIUN, ending TIUN are generally accented on the syllable before it. For example, action, action, attention, attraction, attraction, caption, confirmation, confirmation, collection, collection, introduction, intention, sanction, estimation, estimation, friction, limitation, etc. So these are the word ending with TION. And number five, the words ending in SIUN, double SIUN, CIUN, and SHION have the stress on the syllable before it. So in upper in number four, words ending with TIUN have no stress, but when the words are ending with SIUN, double SIUN, CIUN, SHIUN, there must be a stress. So I have the stress on the syllable before it. For example, mansion, mansion. So attention and mansion, there is a difference between the word mansion and attention. So the upper is TIUN shun and the lower is the SIUN or double SIUN. So here is the stress. For example, mansion, expansion, expansion, pension, pension, diffusion, diffusion, commission, commission, concession, concession, fashion, fashion, suspicion, 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 and possession, possession, etc. So you can easily differentiate between the two words TIUN shun and SIUN shun. So there is a little difference, but that difference can be easily noticeable, and the upper is the less stress and the lower is the more stress, so you can easily understand. But it uh, it is it depends upon the practice when you do the practice. So find out some more words and write it down in your notebook. Number 6, words ending in IC, ICL, ICLE, IOUS, IALLY, IAL, LOGY. Uh, for example, know me, or graphy have generally nomi, graphy, logi have generally the stress on the syllable preceding the suffix. So these are the preceding the suffix. So this is the first we have discussed the prefix. Now this is the suffix preceding the suffix. For example, academic, academic, academic. So is it the stress on suffix, the letter preceding suffix. Specific, specific, aromatic, aromatic, artistic, artistic, mechanic, mechanic, electric, electric, magnetic, magnetic, electrical, electrical, essential, essential, partial, partial, delicious, delicious, cautious, cautious, suspicious, economic, economic, precious, precious, magic, confidential, confidential, photography, photography, geography, etc. So these are the words preceding with the suffix. First we have discussed the prefix, so this is the preceding suffix. So these are the some example word. So take some more examples and write it down in your notebook, and please pronounce the words and try to do in perfection. So try it again and again, so when you will practice it, then you will be able to pronounce it in a very good way. So number 7 is words ending in I, in ICY, IFY and TY have the stress generally on the third syllable from the end. So this is also suffix, not prefix. This is also suffix and the third syllable. Stress on the third syllable. Last syllable. Third syllable and policy, 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 policy. Scarcity, scarcity. Codify, codify, identity, identity, pacify, pacify, clarity, clarity, facility, facility, locality, purity, totality, totality, classify, morality, charity, punctuality, activity, etc. So these are the some exemplary words. So you can take some other words and write it down and practice it at your home. Number 8, the suffix ending with the WER, EVR, IQUE and mental are the accented on the last syllable. For example, carrier, carrier, herself, myself, however, however, forever, whatever, physique, unique, departmental, experimental, sentimental, compartmental. So these are the some words. So uh, mm, pronounce the words and find out the some other words and write it down in your notebook. Number 9, the suffix ended with the ed, ment, and es, ing, h, ANCE, ENESS, FUL, IWOD, ICE, SHIVE, less, LYNES are ship, TERUREY, ZEN do not affect the stress pattern of the original word. For example, affect, affected, court, courtship. So these are not the suffix ed, not affect the stress pattern of the original word. So affect, affected, court, courtship. So there is no stress on in this word. Number 10, the suffix end with the al, ible, ial, and iawy generally affect the stress pattern. For example, accident, accident. So there is a stress, accident, accidental, origin, origin, original, original, sentiment, sentiment, sentimental, access, access, accessible, accessible, president, president, presidential, presidential, etc. So these are the words uh, and with the AL, IBLE, IL, and ILE generally affect the stress pattern. So here is the stress when you utter the word, when you pronounce the word. Number 11, the stress pattern in the two syllabic English word that pronounce with both as nouns, adjectives, and as a verbs generally depends upon the grammatical category of the words. The stress is on the first syllable if the word is used as a noun or adjective, and on the second syllable if it is as a verb. So there are some example here: noun, adjective, and verb. Convert, convert, process, process, transport, transport, conduct, conduct, contact, contact. So these are the some examples. So it is dear students, it is very important for you that the learning process in English language and communication skills is you can enhance or you can improve your language skills with the practice, and this is the only way that we are only giving you the instruction and telling you that this is like this and this, but when you will not be practice at home and when you will not make the rules to to how to improve yourself, so it is up to you to make a rule, to do homework and to practice it, so it would enable you to be a good and fluent uh, English speaker and in a good accent and pronunciation you can easily communicate to other. So this is for today.